everyone, and welcome to At Home Workout number 2. Now before you get started, obviously there's no guarantee of when you're going to watch this video, but if you're watching it while in the kind of days around where it's being filmed, it is absolutely roasting. So just a note on what to do when you're working out in the heat. 1, lots and lots of water, preferably nice and icy so it helps cool you down. 2, if at all possible, work out where there's a fan that's going to help keep your body temperature from getting too high. 3, take regular rest breaks. Some people don't cope well with the heat. I am one of them, and I tend to get very hot very quickly and feel quite queasy, so take breaks if you need to. While we want to work out and we want to keep the intensity nice and high, we don't want to push too hard because that is no fun at all. So what we need for our workout today: resistance bands set up for rows. So what you're looking for is shut inner door, roughly shoulder chest height. If your door doesn't open in the opposite direction to which you're pulling, then try and get something to keep it shut. I've got a massive kettlebell. That's just going to keep it going, so keep it from opening up. Right, today's session is about bodyweight exercises, doing lots of reps, getting nice endurance, and then doubling the pace so we're working nice and hard and keeping the intensity nice and high. Without any further ado, let's get warmed up. Now we're going to warm up quite quickly because we're going to do our movement prep as well. So we're starting with a jog. If you can't jog on the spot, that's fine. Just make it a nice brisk march. Stretching out through the chest. Really letting those arms go back so you get a really nice stretch. Then rotating through the shoulders. And the other way. High knees, getting nice and high. If you can't high knee, then make it a nice high knee march. But for everyone else, keep those knees nice and high. Then into some butt kicks. And then standing and rotating and opening out through the hip joints. Now we're going to do a little bit of movement prep next, which is why the warm-up's been quite short. Proper sweaty already. Grab yourself a tin of beans, or just something you can hold on to as you do your movement prep. And we're going to start by rotating. We do this at the beginning of each session because it helps open everything up, get everything nice and stretched out. As always, to start with, hips are facing forwards, and then we let our hips rotate round and our heel come up off the ground. Another 4. And then swing, so pushing that bum back, and then pushing whatever you're holding above your head. Going for 8. Then coming forward and doing toe taps. So let me move you down a bit lower so you can see what my feet are doing. So just stepping forward, bringing the weight down. And what this is doing is it's warming up ankles, knees and hips. Finally, whatever you're holding straight out in front of you, dropping down into a squat. Five, 6, 7 and 8. Placing your weight down. So, keep moving while I demo everything. With this one, I'm going to show you 2 rounds, but you can go through as many times as you've got time to do. The more times the better, but I just want to demo it twice. So, we are using a sumo squat. Our sumo squat, bringing you down here so you can see, is otherwise known as a plie squat. Really wide stance, toes tilted out. If you're familiar with ballet, this is what we would know as a second position, or a plie. And what we're doing is we're dropping down, still pushing the hips back, still aiming for our knees to be moving in the same direction that our middle toes pointing. From the side, you'll see it like so. Now hands, I tend to rest here, but you can go prisoner style. So your hands are clasped behind your head, or you can bring them up and down. We're looking for a really nice flat back position. So put your hands in whatever position gives you that really nice flat back. After that, we're going into what we call a lunge with a chest press. So I'm going to pop you up here because this uses the resistance bands. So for anyone that's watching this, keep moving while I'm demoing. And what we're doing with this is we've got hands at shoulders. Now I like to have the bands going under my arms because I don't like the feeling of them rubbing over my shoulders. And what we're going to do is lunge forward and push forward through the chest. And what this is doing is getting a little bit of lower body, a little bit of chest. Now what you'll need to do is you'll need to adjust the position that you stand in to make sure that the bands are giving you enough resistance, okay? So if it's too easy, walk forward or add an extra band. If it's too hard, have a step back or go down to a lower band. Next, we have a lunge. But our lunge is a lunge with a difference. So normally when we lunge, we step forward and we drop straight down. With this one, we're going to step forward and we're going to tilt. And what I want you to imagine is you're a table football player, but rather than the pole going through your waist, it's going through your hips. So you're going to step forward, going to tilt from your hips, and we're going to drop down in this position. And what that does is it gives us a lunge that works through the hamstrings and the glutes rather than the quads, which is what is worked when you're in the more upright position. Let me just check. And next, we have resistance band rows. Now, anyone that did workout number 1 knows exactly what these bad boys are. So what we're doing, pulling back, letting your arms stroke by your side and really squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back. So, that's our demo. Without any further ado, let's get on with the workout. So, what we're doing with each of these exercises is we're doing 20 nice slow pace, and then we're doing 20 double pace. So let's grab a drink and get going. So starting with our sumo squats, and we are off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the joy of these is that they work the inner thighs because of the position of your feet. So you should feel it down here. Now if this is too easy, you can add a pause at the bottom and a really, really slow up. Five more to go. Now, as everyone knows, I'm a little bit dubious at talking and counting all at once. So you may have a couple more, possibly even one less. One more for luck. Little break, and now we're doubling our pace. For this, I'm keeping my hands up. Because otherwise they'll get in the way. Last one. And then we're coming straight into forward lunges with a chest press. So get yourself in position. And we are stepping forward with our lunge. Now both legs, because I'm alternating, is 1. So that's 2, this is 3, 4, doing 20, 6, and you should feel it working your shoulders and your chest. So we are halfway through. On 15, 17, 18, 19, last one or last pair. Now for our double pace, we're counting one leg as 1 rep and go. So I'm using 1 leg. And rest. Should be feeling quite warm. I'm a bit sweaty. Gonna grab a quick drink. Then we're moving on. So next we have our leaning forward lunges. So you can either lunge where you move in and out, or you can just stay forward, which is a split squat. But as long as we're tilting forward from the hips and going down, we're good. So our knees should still be 90 degrees. I'm doing 20 on each leg. I'm on 10, already really feeling it through my glutes and hamstrings. That's 20 on one leg. I'm swapping over. And tilting forwards and go. So as I said, this is a split squat rather than a lunge, but as you're getting used to the tilt, it can be easier to stay in one position. Got a bit fast then. Clearly trying to get the exercise out of the way. Halfway through on this leg, staying tilted forwards, getting that back knee as close to the ground as you can, or as your range of motion will allow. And rest. So next with these, we are doing double pace. And I'm going to alternate lunges, and one leg counts as 1 rep. Go. Making sure you're tilted, nice and fast. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh my lord. Not gonna lie, glutes and hamstrings, they're singing, not in a good way. Ouch. So next, we have our rows. And when we're ready, we go for 20. Should be on 15, really squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back. One more, and 20. Have a little mop. Oh, excuse me, very hot. And next we go straight into the fast ones. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And drop the bones. Next, we have our core and our cardio interval. And we're starting with core. With our core, just grabbing a mat. We are going for leg raises and lowers. Now most people have a bit of an arch in their back, so if they need to, take your thumbs up and tuck them under your tailbone as you're lying down. Because the point of this exercise is you're keeping your whole back in contact with the ground. And we're going for 12 leg lowers. Now some people will be able to do that, get their legs all the way to the floor whilst maintaining back contact with the ground. If you can't, just take your legs as low down as you can before your back rounds. It's very important that your back stays in contact with the floor. And rest. Excuse me. Finally, our cardio element, which if you're as hot as me, you are absolutely gonna love. Oh, nice bead of sweat. So what we're gonna do is something called frog jumps. I'll pop you down here so you can see what I'm doing. So a frog jump is quite simple. Squatting down, tapping the floor, little jump up, going 15 to 20, whatever's your capability level. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and rest. So, get yourself a drink. See you in a minute. Right, you had a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a drink, and it's time to go again. We're doing exactly the same thing all over. So let's get ready. Bringing the camera down and going in with our sumo squats. We've got 20 and then double pace for 20. Nice and slow. Sending the bottom back. 4, 5. Now, as I said earlier, with these we're working the inner thighs as well as the quads and a little bit of hamstring and glutes. We're on 10, so we're halfway. 13. As I said before, we can be bringing the arms straight up, having them around behind the head, prisoner style. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Have a little kick out of your legs if you need to, and then we're picking up double pace. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And coming up. There we go. Oh, sorry, it's very, very bright. Okay, it's refocused. Grab a quick drink and we are moving on. We have our lunge with chest press. So I'm setting myself up. So my bands are running under my arms. Big knuckles forward and go. I'm doing 10 on each leg. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I'm swapping legs. You can alternate if you choose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then swapping back to my original legs. We're doing 20 on each leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really pushing forward. 7, 8, 9, 10. Then swapping again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we have the faster ones this time. I'm going to bring the camera forward so you can see the motion a little bit better. Rather than one rep being both legs, one rep is one leg, starting with a really nice amount of tension on the band and really punching forward because we're going quite fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, really punching. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and rest. So that gets me through the chest, get some shoulders, and some lower body as well, which is fab. Now what we're doing is we are coming down for our lunge with forward lean. Now with this one, for my first 20, I'm doing a split squat and I'm doing 20 on each leg. And then when it comes to the double pace, I'm doing 20 single legs alternating, but just follow me or do it however you fancy, as long as we get the nice slow controlled reps for 20 on each side, and then some double pace ones for 20, I'm happy. So I'm coming down into this position. I've got my tilt forwards, coming down. Feeling it all the way down here, in here. Two more, one more, swapping legs. So if you've been doing that right, if you've been tilting forwards, you'll really feel it through your glutes and hamstrings. Keeping your knees at 90 degrees or close to it. Ten. You can steady yourself on an item of furniture if you need to. We're on 18, 19, 20. So if you need to, stop, kick out your legs, then we're going double pace. 1, 2, 3, keeping that lean. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And rest. And then next, apologies for the terrible camera work. Grab a quick drink. We've got some rows. Although stopping for a drink, we're only stopping quickly. Minimal rest, high intensity. 2, 3, really squeeze the shoulder blades at the back. Pulling your elbows as far out behind you as you can. Stepping out if it's too easy, or changing the band. Seventeen, 18, 19, 20. Little tiny rest. Coming a little bit further in because we're going double pace, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And rest. Now those feel slightly less controlled, but that's okay, as long as you're still moving safely and following all the guidelines of pulling your elbow back behind your back, arms close. Now we have our frog jumps. Ready, steady, go. 15 to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, excuse me. If you've got time, Do that through again. If not, we'll get you cooled down. Obviously, the more you're doing, the more rounds you're doing, the better the results you're going to get, the more calories you're going to burn. But if you don't have time, that's fine. Let's get stretched off. So, thank you for joining me for home workout number 2. Hopefully, you'll be feeling pretty sweaty, pretty out of puff, just like me. So, stretching out through the shoulders. Then pushing hands forward, really stretching out through the shoulder blades. Then hands behind your back and really pushing out through the chest. Release, roll your shoulders. This time, we did lying glutes last time. This time we're going to... Oops. This time we're going to go standing glutes. Apologies for the little trip. Find something to hold on to. Bring your foot up, cross it over your knee. Then you're going to sit back as low as you can and feel the stretch through the leg and glute that's up. Swapping sides. I feel like a genie when I do this, particularly if I try and stand up. And coming up. Next, we're going into standing hamstrings. We'll get further away. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Bending the back knee and sitting back so the weight's through your back foot. Tilting your pelvis so you get a nice little stretch through here. And then reaching down. Then pulling toes up. And same on the other side. So, legs apart, bending the back knee, sitting back on the back leg, reaching down, and toes up. Then after that, that just leaves us with quads. So we're bringing foot up to the back, knees together, hips forward, holding for between 10 and 15. Release. Then same on the other side. And release. And you are all done. I hope you've enjoyed workout number 2. If you've had any problems with technique or form, then let me know and I'll give you a hand. Otherwise, I will see you for workout 3.